Welcome, dear learners. In the previous video lecture, we have discussed rural consumer behavior and buying process in detailed manner. And now, in this session, we will explore the essential marketing strategy of market segmentation. Our focus will be specifically on understanding its concept, importance, and application within the unique environment of rural markets. By the end of this lecture, you should be able to achieve the following. First, understanding the core concept and significance of market segmentation, particularly its relevance in rural setting. Second, identify the necessary conditions or prerequisites for effective segmentation and understand the different levels or degrees at which segmentation can be applied. Third, you will gain insight into the various bases used for dividing rural consumer markets such as geographic, demographic, psychographic, and behavioral factors. Finally, you will recognize how segmentation, sometimes using multi-attribute tools, helps businesses effectively address the inherent diversity found in the rural markets. Let's start with the basics. Segmentation is the process of dividing a broad market into smaller, distinct group of consumers who share similar needs or characteristics. The fundamental idea is that each identified group or segments can then be targeted with a specific tailored marketing plan. This approach is incredibly useful, especially in today's highly competitive business world where reaching a general undifferentiated market is increasingly difficult. For companies looking to enter or expand in rural markets, segmentation is particularly critical. It allows them to focus on specific groups of people whose needs may not be fully met by products designed for a mass audience. For example, within the rural population, roughly half are involved in farming, but they are not a single group. You have large, medium, small, and marginal farmers, plus agricultural laborers, all with different incomes, lifestyles, and purchasing behaviors. Similarly, the non-farming rural population include various occupations like artisans, wage workers, salaried individuals, and small business owners. Factors like urban connections and media access also create differences. Therefore, dividing these diverse populations into meaningful segments is a vital first step. It is crucial to understand that rural markets are not uniform. They are highly diverse or heterogeneous. This diversity is evident in several ways. We see different social and cultural practices across regions, sometimes reflected in settlement patterns like caste-based neighborhoods. Village sizes and population densities vary significantly. Infrastructure development differs greatly between states. Access to mass media is also uneven, creating media dark, media gray, and media green areas. Furthermore, there are wide variations in literacy rates, income levels, and sources. Contrast regular farm income with irregular daily wages and family structures from, from large joint families to smaller nuclear units. These differences profoundly impact how rural consumers think and behave when making purchasing decisions. This heterogeneity exists not just between regions but sometimes even within the same village. This makes it absolutely essential for marketers to carefully segment the market to offer products and services that genuinely meet the specific needs of distinct groups. For market segmentation to be a practical and successful strategy, it needs to satisfy four key conditions, often called prerequisites. Let's discuss the first two. Firstly, a segment must be measurable. This means the characteristics used to define the segment, size, purchasing power, key attributes must be identifiable and quantifiable. Without measurement, you cannot effectively describe the segment or understand its potential. In the past, difficulties in obtaining reliable data on rural incomes, habits, and lifestyles made measurement challenging, especially since rural incomes can be variable and multi sourced, unlike regular urban salaries. Today, however, data collection efforts are improving. Secondly, the segments must be accessible. This refers to the ability of the company to effectively reach the chosen segment with its products, services, and marketing communications. Historically, logistical challenges made rural areas difficult to access, but improvements in infrastructure and distribution, including leveraging local village markets or hearts, are making rural consumers more reachable. When selecting segments, companies must ensure they can efficiently deliver their offerings and messages. Continuing with the prerequisites for effective segmentation. The third condition is that segments must be differentiable. This means that the segments should be clearly distinguishable and should respond differently to different marketing mix elements and programs. If different segments react similarly to a marketing strategy, they don't constitute separate segments from a practical standpoint. For instance, rural consumers might prioritize robustness and fuel efficiency in a motorbike, whereas urban consumers might focus on aesthetics and speed. This clear difference allow for tailored marketing approaches. With the fourth prerequisite is that a segment must be substantial. A segment needs to be large enough and profitable enough to be worth targeting with a dedicated marketing effort. Substantiality implies two things: homogeneity within the segment, members should share similar characteristics and likely respond similarly to marketing actions, and sufficient size and potential profitability, either through a large number of customers making small purchases or a small number making large purchases. Given the diversity across rural India, creating distinct campaigns for very small segments can be costly. If a segment is too small, this marketing investment might overweigh the returns, making it impractical. Segmentation isn't an all or nothing approach. It can be viewed as a process along a spectrum, ranging from no segmentation to highly customized segmentation. Let's look at four main degrees. First is mass marketing. Here, a company decides to ignore market segment differences and targets the whole market with one offer. This strategy focuses on common needs rather than differences. It's often the starting point, especially when companies have limited knowledge of the rural market. Many initially applied a trickle down approach, selling the same urban products rurally. For example, Colgate Palmolive initially offered the same toothpaste everywhere. This second degree is segment marketing. This involves isolating broad segments that make up a market and adapting the marketing offer to match the needs of one or more segments. Marketers recognize that buyers differ in their needs and behaviors. This is gaining traction in rural markets as companies realize segments can be large and profitable enough for targeted efforts. Hindustan Unilever exemplifies this, using mass marketing for its Hammam soap but segment marketing for Lifebuoy by offering different versions like Active Red, Plus, Gold to cater to distinct consumer groups. Moving towards more focused approaches, we find niche marketing. This targets a subsegment or niche with a distinctive set of traits that may seek a special combination of benefits. Niches are typically smaller segments whose needs aren't being well served. Companies serving niches require specialization. Tata Group's Gold Plus jewelry, aimed at rural or semi urban South Indian viewing gold as saving, is a classic niche strategy. Ghadi detergent adapting its formulation to local water hardness also fits here. The most tough level is micro marketing, which is the practice of tailoring products and marketing programs to suit the taste of specific individuals and local customer groups. This includes local marketing, tailoring brands and promotions to the needs and wants of the local customer groups, cities, neighborhoods, even specific stores. This is effective in rural areas due to regional differences in culture and lifestyle, like offering charbi rahit or fat free soaps in areas with vegetarian preferences. It also includes individual marketing, tailoring products and programs to the needs of individual customers. In rural areas, this is common in services like tailoring or carpentry, providing custom made solutions. To conclude the first part of this session, market segmentation is a foundational marketing strategy that involves dividing large, heterogeneous markets into smaller, more manageable segments with distinct needs or characteristics. This allows companies to develop focused strategies. This is particularly vital in rural markets because of their inherent diversity or heterogeneity. To be effective, segmentation must result in segments that are measurable, accessible, differentiable, and substantial. Companies can choose different levels of engagement from mass marketing to segment marketing, more specialized niche marketing, or highly tailored micro marketing, including local and individual approaches. Properly understanding and implementing segmentation strategies is crucial for understanding aiming to effectively navigate the complexities and tap into the potential of rural markets. Dear students, in this lecture, we have discussed meaning of segmentation, prerequisites of effective segmentation, and degrees of segmentation in detailed manner. Now, we will take a pause and we will continue this lecture in the second part of market segmentation in rural markets. For now, take care and happy learning. Thank you so much for listening.